What's up, gamers? This is NGG here with another episode. This is gonna be about the Switch 2 launch and how I feel like it's gone kind of terribly wrong, in my opinion. Obviously, your opinion may differ. I'm just gonna say, look, I obviously am a Switch fan, right? I love Nintendo. Or I used to love Nintendo. That's the problem I'm running into. I feel like I understand that they're a company and they're here to make money, but at the cost of the customer, the the customer fan loyal base, I think is where my issue lies. Like the launch for them, I'm sure went smooth. They probably got all the pre-orders in. I didn't even try to pre-order a Switch, as I talked about in the last episode of the GG podcast. Um, why I didn't want to get it, but like with the tariffs going on, the situation that the one thing I was looking forward to were the amiibos, right? I was looking forward to because I have a full collection of amiibos and I didn't even bother to pre-order them. They were each $10 more. First of all, the Street Fighter amiibos were an extra $10 off the rip, so it jumped another $10. So instead of being a $15-20 item, they were trying to charge it at 30, and now because of the tariffs it went up to 40. And for me, I'm like, I understand that these companies want money. I get it. You're a company, you want money, but at the cost of the consumers, like, first of all, why are you charging us $30 for an amiibo? Hmm? Now the Zelda amiibos were $20, and now they went up to 30. At that point, I was like, I guess I will sacrifice the complete collection because $30 amiibos is a nose goes for me. I can't endorse like I wouldn't have gotten the Street Fighter ones just off the rip, but I would have gotten the $20 amiibos because that wouldn't have been a big jump from these $15 amiibos. I think they are now. They used to be 12. Well, I guess inflation, right? We get for inflation, but 20 from 20 to 30, no way. I was never gonna get the Street Fighter one. So that's where I'm like, these companies are now trying to charge $80 for their games. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not on board. I am not on board with the price increase. All the launch games, it looked like a lot of them were key card things, and I know a lot of people are not looking into the future, but if you look at Nintendo's past, even though PlayStation was the first to try to close their servers, Nintendo was actually the first to actually close their servers and not care that the fans cared. I can't download any updates to my 3DS games. None of my Pokemon Bank is not working because I don't have the latest update, and there's no way to get the latest update. So when the service shut down for the Switch 2, sure, it might not be for a few years, but you're not future proofing that game. And once the servers are down, how are you getting your game? I think this is so anti-consumer. I would not be surprised if they got sued for this anti-consumer action, a class action lawsuit to all these companies that are participating in these key card things. I think it's ridiculous. I understand that they're trying to move everybody to digital and they want to say that you don't own the games. They're just gonna create where people like download their games for free and not care. I'm like of the mind where, like, once your servers are shut down and you don't offer this game legally a way that I can buy it that is through a company and not a scalper, then why do I care, right? So that's just my take on it. Like, you don't, like, once they shut down the 3DS servers, I'm like, all right, now if I buy a 3DS game, I can't legally buy it from you guys. Like, sure, maybe if there was a game that I wanted, and if I did emulation, I'm not saying that I do, But if I did emulation, then maybe I might buy it, feeling an obligation. I might not. I just think that shutting down the servers is a ridiculous, especially servers for games that people already own. Like, I already own some of these 3DS games. Like, I did already own Pokemon Bank. I used to pay into Pokemon Bank. I stopped playing it for a while, but I was getting ready to transfer some of my Pokemon into Pokemon Home. And because I didn't have the latest update, I'm not able to transfer any of my old Pokemon from Bank to Home. So I think it's super ridiculous that is a practice that exists. The closing of the servers, I will always say, like, keep one up, at least one, just even if it's a small, it doesn't have to be a big one. You can close down a lot of the server settings and just have a small server for all those people who just need to back up their games. I hear that they're attacking the H shop now on the Wii. They might do it on the 3DS and the DS and the Wii U. That's besides the point. Like, look, I'm usually a very against emulation, but I feel like companies are telling us we don't own our games anyway. So if you are telling the consumer you don't care that we don't own our games, why should the people who emulate care that you own the games then? Like, I want to be able to take any of these games and just sell them if I want, and I can't do that with a key card game in the future. I can't do that with a digital game. Now they're trying to allow you to, like, kind of share your digital game so you can feel like you have some kind of value in your digital game, but I feel like that's not enough. I always felt like you should be able to sell your digital games. They should be like physical games. You should be able to sell them and get rid of them if you paid for them. I think this whole, like, like, moving the consumer off to digital, I get it. You want to be able to keep your IPs, but then don't get upset at people when they emulate, I think, right? You can be upset at everybody for not wanting your product, but you're also not doing anything about it. Like, I get that Nintendo specifically isn't doing the key card thing, but I don't think that they made the cards accessible to other companies, or that other companies are also like look at like the Bravely Default game. A lot of people thought that game wasn't going to be a key card. It's full on cart on my 3DS when I want to pop that sucker in, even though the shop is closed and I don't have access to the online features. I still have access to my Bravely Default game, my save file. That's not going to be the case later on in life if you buy that key card. I'm not doing the key card thing. I know people will say, well, I don't care. That is your prerogative. I'm always of the mind, like, you make your own decisions, right? My decision is obviously not to buy the key cards and not to endorse that kind of practice. If you want, obviously that is your choice. I feel like if enough people didn't buy the key cards, like, what I was gonna do was buy the system and not buy the key card. But I was like, if everything that's coming out is a key card or an $80 game, why do I even want the system? And that's how come I was awake. I was awake to be on that 12 o'clock midnight line online. And I was like, why? For what? For what? I feel like Nintendo and all these other companies that have gone key card are forgetting that some of their fan base are loyal to the game on cards. And I feel like them saying, oh, well, you guys are already doing it with the white bar labels. No, I wasn't. I was never buying a white label. Like, once I saw the white label box, I wouldn't pick it up. I wouldn't pick it up unless it was like $2 or $5. Then I was like, all right, it's worth it at $5 or $2. You want to sell me a key card box at $5 or $2? Sure, I'll buy it at $5 or $2. Otherwise, I'm not buying your game. I can tell you right now, the Capcom, I've been wanting to get Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the cloud, but at $10, I'm like, no. One, I definitely don't own that game, not even digitally. It's a cloud-based game. And two, that's too much for a cloud-based game that I don't own. You want to sell it at $1 or $2, maybe max $5, sure, maybe then. But $10, no, I don't even own the game. One, you have to wait for enough people to not be playing the game on the cloud for you to get in. It requires you to have a good internet. There's a lot of stuff going on with the key card situation, with the cloud-based games, and people are not realizing that, trying to steer us away from physicals, because then we can't sell our collections later. They won't be valuable. Even some of these games are not meant to be like salvageable. Like, look at what happened with the Wii U when they found out that if you don't plug it in after a certain time, you could break your system. Like, they're making things so that they break. They're making things so that they break later on, and you don't have access to your games. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can pop in a Nintendo game, a Super Nintendo game, maybe even a 64 game in the systems they belong to, in with the cartridges they belong to, and not have an issue. They're making things so that they break, and we as the consumers are allowing for that to happen. I'm not on board with it. I'm not I don't want to be down with it. Like, it's enough that I now later on are gonna have to pop all these games into the system to make sure that I don't lose the save file on them. And I'm gonna tell you what, if I lost the save file on it, I don't mind pulling this game out of some random server to get my game back, because I fully paid for these games. And if you don't want people to emulate your games, don't do those shady practices, because then people are gonna start being shady back. I feel like it's a lose-lose situation for these companies, and a lot of them yeah, I don't want to pay for the key card because then the customer, yeah, I like, look, lower the prices of your games. The one, why are we paying $80 or $50 for a key card? You want to charge that key card at $10? Maybe. But otherwise, I think it's a ridiculous notion for these key cards. I know people have said, oh no, you'll be fine, they're not going to shut down the service. They've already proven they are so unreliable with that. I don't know why anybody would even try to get one of those systems. And I've heard a lot of people shit talk the Switch and blah blah blah, lower your price, but then you were online at places like Target too to order your game. And no offense to anybody who bought it, because that's what you wanted, but like, I can't be part of a movement and part of a decision making process. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for these $80 games. I've started now collecting Switch One games, because if I have to tap in and stay in my Switch One library, and the thing is, I was prepared for it. That's probably why I picked up a lot of Switch One games, is because I was preparing myself for the inevitability of digital gaming. I see where the trends are going. So I was like, look, if the next system, and I was prepared for the next system to try to go all digital, and that's what it's trying to do. So I was like, if it does go all digital, I have my big library of games to keep me busy. There's no way that by the ends of my years that I would have finished all these games to completion. And then I don't only have these games, I have my older games. So what I'll probably do is go in reverse, finish all the Nintendo games, then go to 3DS, DS, go backwards, maybe the Wii U, go backwards in gaming, because I know the older the games are, the more reliably made they were, and the less likely they are to break, or the easier they are to emulate. I don't know. What do you guys think about this topic? Let me know in the comments below. I hate to be like a naysayer, but I just don't like the way Nintendo and these other third-party companies are doing these key cards. I hope that none of the companies I hope that all these companies figure their stuff out and figure out that some people are not going to support your games. Anyway, that's probably enough negative Nancy for me. Again, I probably will be back with more Switch One stuff, and I'll probably be in my Switch One era. We'll see if Nintendo can sway me back. I doubt it highly, unless we start bringing those $80 games back to $60 or less, and if these key card games become non-existent. Other than that, I'll probably be in my Switch era and my retro gaming era. I will maybe become a retro gaming channel. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but that might be it. But let me know in the comments what if you disagree. That's okay. That's okay to disagree. If you disagree with me, you disagree with me. Not everybody has to agree with me, but it's just my 2 cents, just my 2 cents put in the topic. Let me know in the comment section below, and if you feel the same way, don't forget to like this channel because I might be going retro. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy gaming.